What up though, my yarn and tea crew, and welcome to my channel. Here, we mix the cozy world of crochet with the thrill of true crime. So whether you here to learn a stitch or a pattern from me, or catch some tea and hear a chillin' tale, I got you covered. Like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a beat. Today, we're going to be diving into a thrilling case that hit close to home here in Detroit, Michigan. The incident shocked the community and left many grappling with the horror of what had happened. We're going to go through the details of this case, exploring the events that led up to the tragic moment and the aftermath that followed. On August 18th, 1994, the stars would align for the birth of Jamar Pinkney Jr. He would be welcomed into the world by his mother, Lizette Cherry, and his father, Jamar Pinkney Sr. Now, there isn't much detailed public information about Lizette's professional background or occupation, and as far as Jamar Sr., he worked as a letter carrier for the United States Postal Office. He was described as a hardworking individual who was deeply involved in his children's lives. But this case primarily focused on the tragic events and the emotional and psychological aspects that led to the incident, rather than the personal and professional backgrounds of the individuals involved. Jamar was a bright and energetic boy, loved by his family and his friends. Around the neighborhood, which would be Highland Park, Jamar was known to be a humble and generous boy who grew up tossing a football, and he was worried about keeping his grades up. In fact, his nickname was Teddy Bear due to his kind and loving nature. He attended Martin Luther King High School in Detroit, where he was a sophomore, and he was 15 years old. He was a quiet boy along his classmates, and he was known to be well-behaved and articulate. His friends said that he was there for them and always willing to give hugs when they were having a hard time. His teachers boasted of how he received A's, B's, and C's and seemed to be on the right track for a bright future. On November 15, 2009, Jamar's mother, Lizette, would have a conversation with her son, Jamar, who would admit to inappropriate contact with his 3-year-old half-sister. Now, there are no details about exactly what happened between them. Distressed, she contacted Jamar's father in the middle of the night, as any mother would. So I went and found the detailed court case so I could just navigate through it easier with you guys. On November 16, 2009, the morning after Lizette talked to Jamar Sr., he showed up to the duplex where Jamar and his mother lived. Now, Yolanda Cherry and Latanya Prather were in the upstairs portion of the duplex, while Lizette and Jamar stayed downstairs. When Jamar Sr. showed up, he would go to his son, and after he admitted in person what had happened, Sr. would start to beat him. Yolanda and Prather both heard the commotion coming from downstairs, and they both went to investigate. Now, because this was a duplex, they had to walk down and exit outside, and then re-enter the front door through the downstairs unit. Yolanda would be the first to enter, and when she saw Sr. beating on Jamar, she moved in and pushed him, as any aunt would. This is a grown, big, heavy man beating on her nephew. Now, it's not clear from the record which way people were standing. Jamar Sr. would pull a gun, and he pointed it first at Yolanda, and then he pointed it at Lizette, issuing threats to the both of them. Yolanda would raise her hands and start backing back towards the front door, and Sr. would continue to beat on his son and forced him to strip naked. He forced him outside to a nearby field, and he shot him in the head, killing him instantly, despite his pleas.
In other news tonight, we are learning more about a father accused of shooting and killing his own teenage son. The story broke just 24 hours ago. Fox 2's Roop Raj joining us live from Highland Park right now. And Roop, you've learned what might have triggered this horrifying crime.
Yeah, we have. We've learned more about exactly what happened between that father and son. You're looking at family and friends right now keeping warm as they get ready for a candlelight vigil. They're planning for 6 p.m. tonight. This as they prepare to lay 15-year-old Jamar Pinkney Jr. to rest.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you. It's rough.
The grandfather of 15-year-old Jamar Pinkney Jr. stands just a few feet away from where his grandson was shot and killed in front of his family, including his own grandmother, who watched the boy's father just seconds after the shooting.
He politely just walked to his car like nothing happened, got in it, then he pulled up in front of my house, rolled his window down and looked at me and drove away. Oh, that hurt me so bad, I'll live with this the rest of my life.
This all starting when the father's girlfriend accused Jamar Jr. of acting inappropriately with her 3-year-old.
Got him all upset. And he came over here to chastise his son for whatever had happened, and he beat on him already and snatched his clothes all off and then shot him.
Jamar's mother got a phone call from the suspect, Jamar Sr., but she believes he meant to call his girlfriend instead.
After he did it.
After he did, he called my phone. He didn't realize
he was calling the other girl.
He didn't realize he was calling my phone. He said, baby, I took care of this. I said,
Jamar Jr. begging for his life. So did other family members watching nearby.
He put the gun to his head and he shot him.
Jamar's family hopes his father, the suspect, now in police custody in the murder, hears this message.
He ain't gonna forget this for a long time.
God will handle you. You took our child life. It was not worth this. You're gonna pay for this.
In the meantime, family members have to figure out a way to pay for the funeral expenses, a very, very expensive proposition, one they never dreamed would have to happen. And so they've set up a Charter One fund for their son, Jamar Pinkney Jr. in Highland Park. If you'd like to donate, all you have to do is go to myfoxdetroit.com. We put a link to that bank on our website.
The case quickly drew media attention due to the shocking nature of the crime and the involvement of a father killing his own son. Jamar Sr. was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, among other charges. During the trial, his defense argued that he acted in a moment of temporary insanity due to the emotional stress of the allegations against his son. What do you think? Comment and let me know your thoughts about this case. Now, despite the defense, the jury found Jamar Pinkney Sr. guilty of second-degree murder, felony firearm possession, and other charges. He was sentenced to 37 to 80 years in prison. The murder of Jamar Pinkney Jr. remains a tragic example of how quickly emotions can escalate into irreversible actions. Rest in peace, Jamar Pinkney Jr., and may the world never ever forget your story. All right, my Yarn and Tea family, that wrap up today's Chillin' Case. If you found this story compelling and want to hear more, please hit that like button and subscribe. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. And remember, this is for the yarn lovers and the tea sippers. See you next time.